Well, I've had a lot of ideas for videos in the last few days that I hadn't had a chance to make. And I'd actually gotten started on one yesterday when life kind of went crazy, but that happens. So today what I'm going to do for you is kind of a special tribute to my mom. I called home yesterday to talk to her, see how she was doing, and my sister answered the phone. And I found out she was in the hospital. She'd fallen down the stairs and they'd had to call an ambulance. And I found out later in the day, when they figured out what was wrong, that she actually had broken her back. Now, that sounds a lot worse than how it ended up being. It could have been a lot worse. Basically what they said is, think about having a tin can and crushing it. Not so comfortable. Anyway, that was really hard to find out. I mean, she's been through so much lately. And yeah, it was really hard on me. I was stressed the whole day. And she's in a lot of pain and on a lot of painkillers and everything. And I just wanted to do something for her. And this is a poem I wrote a few weeks ago that really is dedicated to my mom, and she's read it already, but it doesn't have anything to do with the exact situation going on here, but just with everything that's been going on in the last couple of years with my mom losing her mom and my sister moving out and getting married so young, and that worrying my mom, and everything going on with my older sister getting pregnant and having all these financial troubles, and then me going off to college. You know, she's had to deal with kind of letting her children move on and grow up and realizing that they're going to make mistakes, but that, you know, she's got to trust to how she's raised them so far. And so I guess that's what I was thinking about for the most part when I wrote this poem. It kind of encapsulates how I feel about my mom and my own situation at college and my other two sisters. Well, two of my other sisters. I have a lot. But it's just kind of special to our family. Anyway, I hope you like it. To fly. I chanced upon my daughter just today, who sat with such a concentrated frown, I had to stop and try to find a way to help, but she quite strongly turned me down. She said to me, "But, Mommy, don't you see? I have to try to do this by myself." And with a grimace she displayed to me her shoe with tangled laces from the shelf, which she had gotten down and tried to tie, and ended up with only helpless knots. She slowly glanced at me, about to cry, as words of failure flitted across her thoughts. I sat and tried to find the words to say, but nothing came to mind to ease her fears, or let her know she'd understand someday that many tasks would face her through the years. The line between child and mother seemed to melt, and carried back to youth, I nearly cried. For I recall exactly how it felt to have such tiny wings, yet long to fly. And I was carried straight back to the first attempt I made to stand up on my own within the world, and how my bubble burst, and how much pain it took to say I'd grown. I racked my mind quite fiercely for a way to save my child from having more to ask than answers, how I longed to stop the day she'd find herself unequal to the task. 'Twas then my angel found upon the grass a fallen baby bird who'd lost his way. His body was too weak, I knew, to pass this test of life. Oh, what was I to say? I had no answer still, but how I tried. How could I tell my daughter all things die? 'Twas then that my own sweet fledgling cried, "He has such tiny wings, yet look, he flies."